Alright, so I wanted to appear in front of you guys in an outfit, but I guess that's not cool anymore. I also wanted to give my opinion to this movie, but I heard a few bad things about someone who was given his. Let's see how this plays out. Batman! Not really. Okay, wait, what are we calling this one? Dark Knight Rises. That's right. This trilogy ended, but I think the movie's still going. I left the theater, but I mean, I'm not sure. Usually when you end a trilogy, you end it longer than you've started most of your other movies, so it tends to be longer. But this one kind of goes over the top with it. I don't know, somewhere 3 hours. It's a long movie. Like, I mean, Titanic, long. Lord of the Rings, long. I'm not a big, huge DC fan. I'm not a huge Batman fan. So I'm just going to this as a moviegoer. Basically, looking for an action movie. Did I get a lot of action? I did. Like the Avengers. Heck of a lot of story. Big action sequence at the end. I'm not sure that to me means it's an action movie, but I guess to some people, and nowadays that seems to be the theme that we're going with. And to touch base with the Avengers, and I think a lot of people are probably going to be doing that, it helped ruin Batman. I know a lot of people probably aren't going to like me saying that, but I'm saying it because the DC universe has always been a universe that doesn't base itself in real life with cities like New York and so forth. It's always based itself in Gotham City. Overall, everything else that kind of touches makes Batman try to be a little bit more realistic. So they play a less superhero kind of theme and more of a just basically another human. I think it's because they're trying to back themselves off of the fame that Marvel's renowned for now. So let's do action, shall we? There was some cool action sequences, some cool fight scenes here and there. Nothing out of the ordinary for a Batman movie. I mean, Dark Knight gave you pretty much the exact same thing. Basically, if you're going to this one for an action, don't just watch Dark Knight. But if you're going for this one because you like Batman, you like the story and that kind of thing, then go to it. Because that's how I would sell this movie, is the story and what's going on in this movie. That kind of just led into story. Then, what's this about? If we've already seen pretty much the city getting shaken down to its basic core in The Dark Knight, well, obviously, they try and rebuild, or, well, mentally rebuild from what happened in that last movie. And on that, so Batman now doesn't really need to be around. The city is not as corrupt or as destroyed with gang violence as it was when Joker was around, so there's no real need for him. So he's gone into his Batcave, figuratively, and hasn't returned to the scene for 8 years. But all of a sudden, you insert Bane, and he kind of does his own chaotic thing, runs terrorism into the idea, and we have ourselves a movie, Batman's back. Batman's not the same as he was before. He's not in that same fit shape. He's destroyed, basically, after Dark Knight. And it shows in this movie. He's even 8 years later, but he hasn't really had the ambition to rehabilitate himself and get back into the world, because there's no need for him. So that's your story. But there's so much more to it, I just can't say anything about it. So, actors. We have, again, Christian Bale does the same thing he's done before. Didn't see anything different. Bane, played by Tom Hardy. I really disliked it. I like Tom Hardy as far as the fight scenes go. I don't know if he's really into MMA or anything like that, but he really sells that kind of a character, and he does back it up with his fighting skills. That was cool, but what they did with his voice was what I didn't like. Basically, he sounds like Yoda without the backwards talk. He talks like this sometimes, but not as raspy as, "I'm Batman. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm Batman." Showcasing my skills here. We also have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who just plays a random basic cop. He kind of adds the human touch to everything that's going on around the world. Here's where the superheroes are, and here's where we are, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is. Anne Hathaway playing Catwoman in this movie. I was surprised, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. She can fit in spandex really nicely, and she's flexible, so I guess this was just a role for her. Rating time. Giving this one a solid 3 out of 5 orphan children, because they are our future. On to the next review.